we're going to be talking about general impact of card prices over the last couple of sets. I know we just did Market Watch, but this is going to be an interesting discussion because influence of people in the game versus expected value out of sets versus what's actually happening in the long term right now is quite an interesting thing. So make sure you guys subscribe so you don't miss out on this freshly showered Robbie. And let's dig on into this relatively interesting thing, shall we? Now, full disclaimer on this. I think what is happening in the market over the long haul here with Genesis Impact has been quite an interesting thing. So I want to point out something here with Genesis. Now, I know a lot of you guys initially, when you looked at this set, everybody in the community was like, this set is garbage. All right, we knew the Drytrons were an all-right deck at the Tier 2 status from initial testing. We didn't really see much out of it in the OCG. So what ends up happening is all of a sudden things get turned upside down and you got a little dragon in town called Mr. Drytron. Now, nobody expected this, and then you started to see these rapid buyouts. Now, the big interesting thing about everything that's kind of happened up into this point was everybody that pre-ordered and just was like, all right, I want Drytron cards, you made out like a bandit. You know, we always talk about on this channel that buying early is rewarding. All right, now on the exception of like our what is it, Pot of Prosperities over here are 99 to 97 on pre-sale as I'm making this video. I get that. It's a bit rough, 300. It's a little bit whatever. On the other side, you know, you had Goddess of the Closed World. They were $25 for a couple days. If you bought them on pre-order, you won. All right, you did it. All right, now, usually day one on set release is the day you want to pick up your cards, typically, or a little bit on pre-order if you want to take advantage of that. Now, Genesis Impact was an interesting set because, well, really, at the end of the day, what was in here worth anything? There was no big archetype at the beginning. I mean, you guys need to understand that every Yu-Gi-Oh player was big, stinky dum-dum when it came to this deck. All right, they were all like, oh my god, Drytrons, this is so bad. I don't like this. All right, and then all of a sudden, well, you had everybody that was already picking up the Evil Twin stuff because waifu, all right? Waifu Tax sells this game. And I think that that's kind of interesting in its own regard that, you know, waifus alone even push some of the worst archetypes. I mean, that being said, though, so everybody and their mother was like, all right, so we're going to pick up our Drytron stuff after the explosion. Oh, look at that. Novas went to fucking, what was it, $40? And everybody and their mother was like, this is unaffordable. I can't afford this. This is BS. You had the chance to buy Novas when they were like 20 bucks. The European people got to pre-order them at 15 euro. All right, like, I don't want to hear it from the community. If you get in on that entry level, you get rewarded. I'm sorry that you didn't have the foresight or the attention to pay attention to the market a little bit in advance. There's nothing I can do about that. We're also starting to see Evil Twin buyouts at this point in time. I think that this is the most interesting part about all of what's happening with Genesis so far is that, what was it? The Evil Twin Link Monsters were $10 a piece. Well, I can't afford that. You're not affording them now that they're $16 a piece. All right. I picked up my Evil Twin Core for what was it, $60 on pre-order. I was like, all right. I think what was it, Yu-Gi-Oh Daily? I think had it at 70. Something like that. The Drytron one was 150. Man, had you bought those Drytron Core? Well, no, 150 was not good for those on Yu-Gi-Oh Daily. But had you looked at the other two stuff, you probably would have done all right. So, waifu tax, hey, it's raised the price on Kishi killing friends. Drytrons were secretly a tier 1 deck, and everybody looked at the OCG and everybody was like, oh, the deck's not good. Max C. All right, all of a sudden it's the best deck here. Who would have guessed? All right, so uncovering information, check. The waifu factor once again strikes again. Oh, and once again, because everybody thought the Genesis was such a donker-donk set, guess what? Boxes have literally went right back up. And now we've got people like, well, I could just buy a box and pull a Nova. Everything else I get is free real estate. And that's an entire interesting conundrum because Genesis as a whole on paper looks so bad, but the community got such an interesting kick in it. Now, don't even get me started on the CRs out of this, but that's, I don't know, man. Like, this community literally went, I don't want it. And then everybody was like, oh, crap, we want it. And then everybody's like, well, we're not selling that to you cheap. We want to make free money, too. So now the community's like, I don't know. Stores were selling boxes at a loss because the set was so bad. Now, Genesis Impact has literally become one of the best decks building sets of all time. Because you had what? You had Kishi killing friends. Excuse me here, Eldritch, Evil Twin players, alright? You guys don't even have a pure deck. You have to borrow Eldritch's power to be good. And then on the other side, I didn't even talk about Magistus. Or Magistus, or Mygeekster, alright, whatever you want to call it. It's the little sub-terror engine, as I'm going to call it. I know. I'm sorry, Magistus players. I know, I wish the deck could do something too. You have to play it in Shaddolls in order to have a chance. I get it, alright? So at the end of the day here, basically we got some pretty good, gosh dang, good support for the Spellcaster archetype, which was Shaddolls. Oh, wait. Nope, it was called Magistus. So, what, Artemis gives you access to another copy of Polymerization, essentially, in your deck. You also get, well, if you can link out an Alistair now into Artemis, which now, instead of having to link into the Almirage or into the Secure Guard now, you can easier step into that. But you do lose the fire, which means no Purgatrio. But, evidently nobody wants to make Purgatrio anymore. I don't know, I must be living in a year in the past where Purgatrio is suddenly bad now, but I swear I blew up a lot of fields and won a lot of free games because of it. But with that being said, though, you look at this set. Like, this set's actually not that bad. Alright? Like I said, you've already got rebounding. I saw some of the CRs going up. Now, don't get me wrong here. Alright? I think that they could have designed this set so much better than they actually did. You could have made Drytron Nova a CR. I don't know what you were thinking, not making the best Drytron card. Well, I guess you could argue Metanus is the best one, but the special summon from the deck is really freaking good. Like I said, the set has pretty much recovered, at least not to the grand point of things. The CR gimmick is alright, but in terms of playability for the game, all three archetypes have done something. Evil Twin Eldritch doing something. You got the entire little 4-card Magistus pack. 5 cards. I guess some people play 6 cards in Dolls, if you get spicy. And then you literally have the entire Drytron Impact system tearing up the metagame right now. Oh, once again, did you get rewarded for pre-ordering early? Probably. Alright, like I said, this is another one of those cases of, oh, well, set looks bad. If I pre-order early, I get rewarded. I know a lot of people lost their butt on this set because a lot of people bought the stuff and then they went, oh, I'm going to go sell everything. People don't hold their cards. There's this, untold mentality with people. It's like, I got to fire sell everything. So many people don't want to hold stuff for the long haul. Look at people that picked up Evil Twin stuff. All right, congratulations, you got rewarded. Your Link monsters have gone up exponentially at the end of the day. So, unfortunately, yeah, if you bought boxes of this set at the early point, or if you were one of the stores that were like, oh yeah, I have all of this, and then you sold at a loss, you should have been patient. Alright, the general thing with Yu-Gi-Oh sets is, over time, they're somehow going to go up. You have rare gems in the dust called Cyberdark Impact. I don't know if you guys remember that trash set. Cyberdark Impact, I remember going to events and they were shoving them into buckets as a joke. Alright, oh, what was it, 3 packs for $5 or something like that? I wish I could go pick up infinite packs of those now, because those stupid first ed Cyberdark Impact cards are free money at this point in time. Years later. Alright, so that's the story, and that's what I'm saying right now is waifu tax, unpredictable metagame, and other things really shifted Genesis Impact on an interesting paradigm. Something a lot of the player base I don't think really expected to see, but alas, here we are. So, Genesis Impactors, Genshin Impactors, making a nice little splash in the metagame. Congratulations to those of you that won on the investments. I'm really proud of everybody. And once again, let this be an interesting lesson to, well, pre-orders they're a risky game for some people, but they're good in the long run, to say the least. So what do you guys think? Please leave a comment down there. Tell me what you guys think. Make sure you guys are subscribed so Amazon more hot content. And I'll see your beautiful faces back here later on in the day. Peace out, guys. Thank you, patrons, for making the ride never truly end. Without you guys' support, well, I would probably be doing Truffle Shuffle videos for a living. Guys, please check out VanCole40 for all of your Cardfight Vanguard content brought to you by MCole40. And if you are looking to pick up singles, check out mcolegames.com for your trading card game needs. Thanks for watching, everybody.